He was starving, and the biggest bone he had ever seen was sitting right in front of him. And yet he didn't move. Every instinct in his body screamed at him to grab it, but he sat perfectly still and let it go. Have you ever watched someone else get the thing you wanted? Right when you were finally ready to reach for it yourself. You had waited, you had worked, you had done everything right, and still, someone faster, someone louder, someone who simply grabbed first walked away with it instead of you, and you were left wondering if patience was ever really worth anything at all. Today I want to tell you a story about a dog who almost made that same mistake, and what he discovered instead completely changed the way I think about waiting. Hello everyone, welcome to Hidden Wisdom, a place where old, quiet truths from around the world are turned into stories that stay with you long after the video ends. If you're the kind of person who wants to understand life a little deeper, hit subscribe right now so you never miss what comes next. Now sit back, relax, and let me tell you about a dog named Bo. Far outside a small farming village, there was an old stone courtyard where the butcher tosses scraps every evening at dusk. Every dog in the village knew this, and every evening, without fail, a pack of hungry dogs gathered at the edge of that courtyard, waiting for the gate to open. Among them was a young dog named Bo. Bo was thin, hungry, and tired of losing. Every single night, the moment the gate creaked open, the fastest and loudest dogs shoved forward first, snatching the best scraps before Bo even got close. He always ended up with whatever was left, bones with nothing on them, scraps too small to matter. He went to bed hungry more nights than he could count. One evening, an old dog named Suli sat quietly at the very back of the group, far from the gate, seemingly uninterested in the chaos ahead. Bo approached him, confused. "Why do you sit so far back? Don't you want to eat?" Suli simply replied, "I already know which bone I'm having tonight." Bo laughed. "How could you possibly know that before the gate even opens?" Suli only smiled and said nothing more. That night, the gate opened, and just like always, the dog surged forward in a frenzy. Bo pushed with everything he had, but he was shoved aside again, left with thin, gnawed bone that barely had a smell left on it. Suli, still sitting calmly at the back, waited until the chaos settled. Then he walked forward, past every scrap the others had missed, straight to the far corner of the courtyard, where the butcher always set the largest, meatiest bones slightly apart from the rest. Nobody else had even noticed it, because they were all too busy fighting over what was directly in front of them. The next evening, Bo tried something different. Instead of waiting, he sprinted ahead of everyone, determined to reach the good scraps first. He got there faster than ever before, but in his rush, he grabbed the wrong pile entirely. Scraps that looked good from a distance but turned out to be nearly bare bone underneath. Once again, he went home hungry, frustrated. He found Suli the next morning. "I ran faster than I ever have. I still lost." Suli looked at him gently. Running faster doesn't help you if you're still running toward the wrong thing. Bo didn't understand. Wasn't speed exactly what he needed? The third evening, Bo tried once more, this time pushing even harder into the crowd, biting and shoving alongside the others. He came away with a slightly better scrap than before, but his side was bruised, his energy was gone, and he still hadn't gotten anywhere close to what he truly needed. He sat alone that night, exhausted, and finally asked Suli the question he had been avoiding. "Just tell me your secret, please." Suli sat down beside him. "It's not a secret. It's a decision. Every evening, while the others fight over what's closest, I watch. I notice which direction the butcher walks last. I notice where he sets the pieces he isn't in a hurry to get rid of. The biggest bone is never in the middle of the fight. It's always a little further out, waiting for whoever is calm enough to actually look for it." Bo thought about all the nights he had spent exhausted, bruised, and still hungry, chasing whatever was directly in front of him simply because everyone else was chasing it too. The next evening, Bo did something he had never done before. He stayed back. Every part of him wanted to run forward the moment the gate opened. His stomach ached. His legs tensed. His mind kept telling him he was making a mistake, that every second he waited was a second someone else was getting ahead of him. It would have been so easy to give in, to let his hunger decide for him the way it always had before. But he made himself sit and watch the way Suli had taught him. He watched the other dogs collide into each other over the same small scraps as always, snapping and shoving for pieces that wouldn't even fill their stomachs. And then he saw it. The butcher, almost as an afterthought, walked to the far corner and set down something much larger than anything the others were fighting over, then turned and walked away without a second glance, as if he didn't even realize what he'd just left behind for whoever was paying attention. Bo's whole body wanted to run, but he waited one moment longer, until the chaos near the gate had fully settled, and the others had already committed themselves to their small victories. Then, calmly, he walked to the corner, and there it was, the fattest bone he had ever seen in his life. Nobody fought him for it. Nobody even noticed until it was already his. From that night forward, Bo changed. He didn't always win. Some evenings there was no larger bone waiting quietly at the edges, and he went without. But over time, more nights ended with him well-fed than empty, and more importantly, he was no longer bruised, exhausted, and resentful from fighting nightly for scraps that barely mattered. The other dogs began to notice. Bo doesn't even fight anymore, and somehow he eats better than all of us. Bo simply said, I stopped competing for what everyone else could see, and started looking for what almost nobody else was patient enough to find. Now, let me speak to you for a moment. If you feel like you're watching everyone else move ahead, get chosen, get the opportunity, get the relationship, get the recognition, while you're still sitting quietly at the back, waiting, I want you to consider something. Maybe you've been telling yourself that something is wrong with you, that you're too slow, too cautious, too far behind everyone who seems to be winning. Maybe you are not behind. Maybe the universe is not punishing you by making you wait. Maybe this exact season of waiting is teaching you something that moving faster never could have taught you. Some of us have to learn patience before we're ever given something worth being patient for, because if we received it too early, without that lesson, we wouldn't know how to keep it or protect it, or even recognize its value once it arrived. The delay you're frustrated by right now might not be life working against you. It might be life preparing you. Not everything that looks like losing actually is. Sometimes the version of you who grabs first ends up with scraps, exhausted and bruised from fighting for things that were never going to satisfy you anyway. And the version of you who learns to wait ends up with everything that actually lasts. So if today you feel like you're being left behind while everyone else moves ahead, I hope this story reminds you that your timing was never broken. You might simply be exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you came here to learn. If this story meant something to you, make sure you're subscribed to Hidden Wisdom, because every single story here carries a lesson meant to meet you exactly where you are in life right now. And before you go, don't miss my last video, the one about the woman who almost gave up right before everything changed. I think it might be exactly what you need to watch next. I'll see you there.